This is one of an occasional videos in which Center for Advanced Professional Education faculty offer practice wisdom.
This is a hint about how you make the day-to-day decisions, and sometimes the bigger decisions than day-to-day decisions, but how you know how to make those decisions in a productive and appropriate way from a business standpoint.
Aha.
And many people will say to me, well, I just made that decision because it felt right at the time. And I just kind of did it by the seat of my pants or by my intuition. It's not the best approach.
Right.
It's not the best approach that we see in other businesses besides healthcare. And I often think of it from the standpoint of, imagine that you were investing in my practice, and you invested the $100,000 or $200,000 that you've actually invested in your practice, but you invested that in my practice. And it came time for me to decide whether or not I was going to hire new people or more people into the practice, or get a second office, or expand the office, or something like that, or buy a piece of equipment. And you said, so Jeff, why do you want to do this? And I told you why. And you said to me, so Jeff, how's it going to work financially? And I said, well, I really haven't figured that out yet, but it feels like it's a good thing to do. It feels right. You want more justification than that. So the idea is really to do the math. You can do it on a piece of paper. If you happen to like a spreadsheet, you can do it on a spreadsheet. But the idea is to look at what the decision is, what the costs of that decision are, and also what the income you expect to achieve from that decision is going to be. And I always suggest to make those assumptions in a conservative way. And by that, I mean you overestimate what the expenses are, and you underestimate what the income is. And that way, if you're wrong, you're probably not going to have a bad surprise, because you've really done a conservative estimation of what you expected the income and the expenses to be.
Okay. To ask a naive question. So I'm about to start a practice, and I assume that I'd like to work with a particular clientele, but I'm not sure what the market's going to be to draw them in. I'm not sure what the reimbursement rates are going to be, and so on. How do I get to those estimates you're talking about?
So you're going to have to do some research.
Okay.
You might have to figure out, you might need to talk to colleagues, you might need to figure out what the fee is that you can charge, or what the reimbursement rates are going to be if you're going to take insurance, what the other expenses are going to be for your office, your overhead, your benefits, all of that. Okay. And then model that over time. And say, well, gee whiz, modeling, that sounds like I have to go to Wharton, for a degree in finance or economics or something. And you really don't. You can guesstimate, gee, what's going to happen in month one? And how will that differ in month two, or quarter one versus quarter two? And I often suggest to look at that over a 2-year span, and see what happens to the bottom line. And what happens if you change something? If I increase my patient load by 2, what does that do? Seeing 2 more cases a week. What does that do over the course of the 2 years? If I didn't furnish all of the offices in the suite right away, I just kept those doors closed. And I got the bigger space because I expected people to join me, but I wasn't going to furnish that right away. What does that look like versus I furnished it all in today's dollars? So in the certificate courses, especially the entrepreneur course, the finance course, we're going to be helping you build a business plan that's going to look at, among other things, look at the finances and the numbers, so that you have a customized plan and direction that you've given some good thought to make the investment that you put into your practice actually pay off.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Rod.
This video has been one in a series in which CAPE faculty members offer practice tips. We hope it's been helpful. For more information about CAPE and its programming, please click the link below this video.